Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having an incredible day in Jesus, or a night in Jesus as well. Hey, thanks so much for being here. We're looking today at the MEV, the Modern English Version, a new Bible translation, new as far as Bible translations go, it's probably over 10 years old. Modern English MEV, based on the Textus Receptus, same as the King James, and the King James comparison, put out by Passio, which is like, I think, Charisma House Publishing, like Charisma Magazine, Stephen Strang, which I had a good chance to talk to him one time at a Christian Booksellers Association meeting. Yeah, it's Charisma Media, Charisma House, Lake Mary, Florida. So it says this, text of Modern English Version may be quoted or reprinted without prior written permission with the following qualifications, up to and including 500 verses. And it can't be more than 50% of a complete book of the Bible, and all this, 50% of the total work in which it's quoted. And all MEV quotations must conform accurately to MEV text. So the MEV has been very popular, extremely, because people have a desire for the Reformation text Bibles, which is attested to, as Burgon says, in 99 out of 100 Greek manuscripts. And so the MEV is actually dedicated to Her Majesty Elizabeth II, which I think that's pretty amazing too, and just pretty interesting. So for a parallel Bible, it's smaller. Like this is a Schuyler Traveris. Now our camera's messed up. We can't zoom in right now. We're having some technical difficulties. But it's a little taller, but much thinner than the Schuyler Traveris. And I would consider a Schuyler Traveris kind of a mid-size Bible. Maybe almost exactly mid, maybe a tad bigger. But this goes from Genesis to Revelation. Now the print size would be the only thing. A guy like me, 58, don't wear glasses, I'm guessing it's 8-ish point print. So like the MEV in Genesis 3 would say, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, has God said, you shall not eat of the tree of the garden? And of course in King James, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Now one thing too is the MEV is going to have modern like quotation marks and stuff like that. And I've done some comparisons here on the channel of the MEV and the KJV. I may do some more with this. I'd probably have to get my handy dandy Publix magnifying glass to do that. Now it's not red letter, but I can tell whoever owned this Bible before really liked the MEV and used a lot. And I love some of the notes. You want to hear God? Read his word. Whew, I love that. And the word is God. So I like their notes. It does have, like in the MEV, it will have in-text headers, and it will have some references as well. Also, another thing I kind of like about this Bible is, I don't have my ruler with me, but I'm going to guess it is at least 0.625 inches on the margins for writing, which is pretty big for a non-wide margin. At the top, it's probably the classic half inch. It may be as low as 0.425, 0.375. And at the bottom, like it's probably 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And even a little in the gutter here, like 0.375 inches or so, even though it's very difficult to write. So it's got room for some writing. It's not a personal journal Bible. It's not anything like that. But I'm just talking about somebody that gets this. It's if you're like me, I make some notes. And so for one word or one word and a word underneath, it's fine for that. And it's a total of, which is pretty shocking, it's only 1,377 pages for 2 complete Bibles. Now, I had to buy this used. I don't know if Passio's ever going to come out with them again, or if they're there and I just couldn't find them online. I didn't look real hard. I got this one really cheap on eBay. I forget, it was like $14.99. I've noticed they were selling for a lot of money on eBay. Thankfully, this one slipped through the cracks, so I'm grateful for that. And like when I say a lot of money, I'm talking about like 70-ish either side of $70. Amazon too, so it leads me to believe it's probably out of print. Maybe it'll be in print by the time you see this. It does not have a ribbon marker. It does have decorative headbands, tailbands, and it may be sewn binding because it's laying flat in Genesis, but it could be because this is rather well used, and you really can't see that. Has Bible on the front, parallel. Yeah, I think it just says parallel Bible. It's gold stamping on the edge. Really well done, great size, and it's great for comparison. And I'm constantly, one of the biggest questions we get on the channel, because most people on the channel know, maybe you're a guest, we're thankful you're here, that I'm a big King James guy. And they're like, I'm struggling reading the King James, can you help? So, you know, the Defined Bible, the KJV-ER, the Simplified King James, the KJV 223 that's out, the KJV Plus that's out. And all of these are attempts to help people. I really like just giant print King James that will have the archaic words defined at the end of verse references. And I think in the 80s, they had it right, especially like Thomas Nelson's old giant prints, but Zondervan had them too, Holman had them too. They just had it right. You read the verse and then any archaic words, which is usually no more than one, defined right there, as well as verse references into verse references. So you're not trying to hunt at the bottom, hunt at the sides, hunt in the center column, on and on. So the KJV, parallel, MEV, KJV, good stuff from Passio. God bless. We love you. Bye-bye.